Well, hello there, fantasy football players. Welcome into Sunday Live. I am your host, Mike, the Fantasy Hitman, Wright, from the Fantasy Footballers podcast. How's everybody doing out there? Week 6. What a glorious day, glorious morning on the West Coast. I know that the East Coasters are already probably having dinner right about now because that's how they roll. But look, week 6. Not bad, not bad. All right. Look, every morning we wake up. We go on the Twitter sphere. You go check out what's Adam Schefter have to say. What does Ian Rappaport have to say? I guess what he used to have to say. And then he had to talk about Manscaped. But we've been getting news that has been not so fun. Scratch all that today. Great news. And it is great news basically all over the place, right? We have no COVID news to ruin our parade for week 6 to get these fantasy football players going. The injuries are, in fact, very minimal. There's really maybe one or two of these surprises, and then there's a bunch of surprises in a good way. So let us take a peek here at the big picture, at the quarterback position. Cam Newton, booty scooting Cam Newton. Someone give me that drop. Booty scooting Cam Newton is back, baby. Oh, yeah. He is back for the Patriots. He will be taking on Drew Lock, who is back for the Broncos. Now, I'm not playing Drew Lock in fantasy football. It's nice to see that the Denver Broncos have their starting quarterback back. That should be a boost here for, Jerry Jeudy. Maybe you're getting nuts with Tim Patrick. Noah Fant is out. They're going to give him one more week to try and rest up. But Cam Newton, the question on Cam Newton is, which player are we going to get? He was infected with COVID. Now, he was asymptomatic. I will be honest, I don't have a lot of experience. I don't know anyone who was asymptomatic. I don't know what that does to your lungs because, it's respiratory, and we all know that. But the video I saw of Cam Newton warming up at practice, he looks like the jovial booty scooter that he is. So I am playing Cam Newton with full confidence for fantasy football. At the running back position, Dalvin Cook is out. We already knew that was going to happen. Melvin Gordon, that was quite the week here for Melvin Gordon. A bit touch and go, as you might say. Gets pulled over for the DUI and the criminal speeding. Then he's back at practice. Then he's gone, and you're like, but the team said they weren't going to penalize him or discipline for the DUI. But then he doesn't make the trip. Turns out Melvin Gordon's got strep, and that is going to keep him out of the game. So he will be back, and when it comes to suspension, he's gonna get one, but that will not happen until the arraignment, until the court make all their final decisions, and then the NFL will drop the hammer on him and he will miss multiple games. Other questions at the running back position, there really aren't any. At the wide receiver position, though, Julio Jones. Okay, Julio Jones, everybody. Julio Jones is back. He was not practicing. It looked like a dire situation, and then Friday rolls around. No injury status for Julio Jones. So you're playing Julio Jones with full confidence. All the Tampa Bay wide receivers are playing. DJ Chark is also playing. I have my questions about DJ Chark and how effective he will be with the ankle. Deontay Johnson for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who would have been a part of my Pittsburgh wide receivers starts of the week. Deontay is going to be out. That puts James Washington in, and Mapletron, baby. Mapletron is in effect. If you picked him up, if you burned the priority, you should be playing him against the Cleveland Browns. There will be points, and hopefully Mapletron can get back in on that action right where he left off. Odell is in. Let's see, the surprise really was Curtis Samuel here for the Carolina Panthers. He is out. Okay. You weren't playing him, but he is, in fact, out. In personal news that is near and dear to my heart, Mo Alley Cox, a.k.a. Gigantor, will not be playing. He won't be playing. Look, the NFL is a much better place when he is around. That's it really for the big picture. No movers and shakers from COVID. We don't got to worry about that. There will be 2 games tomorrow on Monday, so make sure you are setting your lineup appropriately. Mr. Brooks, Judge Giamatti, who is trending on the start-sit tool over on the fantasyfootballers.com? If you have start-sit questions, look, I'm gonna try and talk about these players, how I'm ranking them, how I'm feeling about them, and then get right into your questions. But if I don't answer anything, a question that you have, thefantasyfootballers.com, our rankings are there. The start-sit tool is there. If you are a supporter on jointhefoot.com, you unlock from 2 to 4. Jointhefoot.com. Brooks, who is trending? What is that, an achievement unlocked? Yeah! All right. Brooksy, Judge Giamatti, who's trending on the start-sit tool?
You mentioned the one player that is dominating the popular searches, and that is Mapletron.
Mo Alley Cox?
Chase Claypool.
Yeah, so Chase Claypool, ladies and gentlemen, you're playing Chase Claypool.
You want me to hit you with some of the searches here?
Yeah, hit me some of those decisions because my league of record, I have a matchup where my opponent he is decimated by bye weeks, and I was giggling gleefully, and then I saw Chase Claypool on his bench, and a nervous little sweat bead started going down my face. All right, Brooks, who are the people asking about?
Number 1, funny enough, is Chase Claypool or Juju. I guess that many people have both.
That is a tough question. Look, no doubt the easier matchup is for Juju Smith-Schuster. We kind of highlighted this during the podcast that the Cleveland Browns, they've been getting torched from players in the slot. Juju is the slot player. But, man, I know I ranked him number 1. So right now these guys are separated by 2 spots in my rankings. Juju at 22, Claypool at 24. I mean, if I've got them both, which I nowhere in leagues do I have them both, how are you sitting down Chase Claypool, the Mapletron, after what he just did? I want to play Juju. I really do want to play him this week, but come on, Mapletron. He has transformed.
All right, Claypool or Hollywood Brown.
All right, Hollywood Brown. Man, he is a tough one. Against the Philadelphia Eagles, he finally came through this past week. If you go back and you watch the tape, it's not Hollywood Brown, man. It's Lamar Jackson. They are just missing on these deep shots. So it comes down to the deep shot, and I do have Marquise Brown ranked just slightly higher than Mapletron, but with the volume, man, the Cleveland Browns should be able to score some points here on the Pittsburgh Steelers in the run game or the pass game. And the run game, because Cleveland is so strong, and Kareem Hunt is one of the best running backs in the league. Their offensive line in the Stefanski system, they have it moving. They have it shaking. They have it grooving. Meanwhile, the Pittsburgh Steelers secondary, I don't know what's going on back there, but they are giving up points. I would play Mapletron. If I had them both. Is there anyone else trending, Brooksy?
Yeah, let's switch over. The number 2 is DJ Moore or DJ Chark.
Oh, all right. DJ battle, huh? DJ squared?
Yes, sir.
So that one is very difficult because I don't really want to play either of them. If they're healthy, give me DJ Chark versus Detroit 100%. But that ankle problem, man, DJ Chark has had health struggles this entire season. He's had, the one big game, been okay for fantasy purposes. Meanwhile, DJ Moore is just seeing his target share being swallowed up by Robbie Anderson, and it took one big play. It took a DJ Moore, him showing that athleticism where he broke a tackle and was able to scoot out to the sideline and run in a huge touchdown if you didn't see the play. I mean, it was DJ Moore made it happen, and he can make it happen, just like Hollywood Brown, these big play receivers who you're hoping for that they get that one big play. For volume, I think I would play DJ Chark. It's just both of these are risky plays. One is risky for health reasons, and if I had them both and I had to choose, I would go the DJ Chark route.
All right, one more thing I want to bring up is 3 running backs that are all kind of being asked about.
All right, hit me.
Common submission every week. Antonio Gibson, Kenyon Drake, but we'll throw in Myles Gaskin this week into that mix.
Ooh, the Gas Man. Look, the Gas Man is in a really good situation here against the New York Jets and Joe Flacco, which, hey, if you're a Jets fan, you don't have Le'Veon Bell, but I'm hearing that Brashad Perryman is going to be back. So you got that going for you, Jets fans. I feel the most confident in Myles Gaskin because it's week 6, and once you start hitting week 6, that's when you get players like Myles Gaskin, and you go, the volume is there. Why would I not be playing him? Antonio Gibson would be my second choice here. He gets Kyle Allen back. My man Antonio Gibson crushed his crushed is a little bit of a overstatement, but blew past his receiving prop last week in the first quarter. It was 18 yards, and he put up 24 receiving yards in the first. That was with Kyle Allen. Then Kyle Allen tried to be Hercules and run over a defender. It didn't work out, and that's how Kyle Allen got hurt. Kyle Allen checks down. Antonio Gibson could see 6 to 8 receptions in this matchup here against the New York Giants because the Giants can get pressure. That's in the Washington offensive line. They can allow pressure, right? So we have a storm. I mean, if you had a barometric, is that what it's? Owl Borland barometric? Am I saying that right?
Barometric, yeah.
Yeah, all right, we got it. Look, if you're checking for pressure, there's going to be a tornado there, and it's going to be the Giants beating up the Washington offensive line. Kenyon Drake against Dallas would be he would be number 3 out of those 3 guys. Ugh, I don't like to say that, but that's the truth. That's how I would do it. Is anyone else trending, Brooks, or should we get over to these questions?
Let's go to the people.
All right, people. We are here to help. Once again, the fantasyfootballers.com start sit tool. And before I jump into these questions, got to thank today's sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. They're keeping the lights on right now. Pristine Auction, the best sports memorabilia website of all time. Win all types of cool autographed merchandise. There's a shoe somewhere. Oh, it's over there. There's a shoe on this set that was signed by Josh Allen. We always have jerseys. Christmas time is approaching faster than you realize, especially when COVID has folded time in upon itself. Christmas gifts, man. That's on pristineauction.com. Use the code BALLERS when you sign up. You're going to get $10 off of your first auction. Victory, and you won't believe the prices. I promise you won't believe the prices you could win some of these jerseys for. All right. So, David Rosen, we're back with Mapletron. Justin Jefferson against Atlanta or Mapletron. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, both of them are in pretty plus matchups. I got to go. He disappointed last week in a plus matchup, but I got to go with Justin Jefferson here against the Atlanta Falcons. Julio Jones is back. That was our barometer for the Atlanta Falcons. Can you play Matt Ryan? Which, by the way, like I said on the podcast, if Julio Jones is out, Matt Ryan is out for me. Julio Jones is in. That means that Matt Ryan is viable for fantasy this week against the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to chase the points. Wow. I love Mapletron in this matchup against the Cleveland Browns. It is an AFC North battle. Those don't always turn into really high-scoring games. The Vikings and the Falcons, that should turn into a high-scoring game. So I'm going to go after those points, and I'm going to go after Justin Jefferson. Next question. Garrett wants to know Darius Slayton or DJ Moore. All right. Because this is how it always works, I have DJ Moore ranked 1 spot ahead of Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton gets to take on Washington. They're very close. I would pivot away. I would go with Darius Slayton in this matchup, try and get away from DJ Moore against the Chicago Bears. I don't really want I'm playing Robbie Anderson from the Carolina Panthers and Mike Davis, but as much as I love me some Teddy Two Gloves, Teddy Bridgewater, I'm not playing him this week. I don't like the fact that I have to play DJ Moore in some of my leagues, but here we are. If I had Darius Slayton, that's a pivot that I am willing to move away from. Will more of a philosophy question here. Thoughts on Swift? So DeAndre Swift, running back, second round rookie running back for the Detroit Lions. The matchup is okay for Swift. He hasn't really been utilized. Seeing 30% of snaps and lower. Adrian Peterson has been the guy. I think he is a great stash this week. Detroit is coming off of their bye week. Let's see if they use that to try and get their younger players more involved. Matt Patricia, the whispers from the bushes, are not speaking kindly of Matt Patricia and his long-term outlooks if he doesn't start winning some games. And I don't know if he realizes that to win games he should not be playing Adrian Peterson, and you got to get the rookie involved, get the team moving forward, not backwards with Adrian Peterson. So I'm not playing Swift this week, but I definitely have my eye on him. I like to see what these rookies do coming out of the bye week, where the team has had enough time. They've had the time to reevaluate, start figuring out how to get these guys actively involved in the game plan. All right, next question. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, okay, cross-positional. This one is tough. So Samuel says, all right, Amari Cooper or thank you. Man, Al Borland on the switches back there. This dude is lightning speed finding these drops, and I appreciate it. All right, Amari Cooper versus David Montgomery. All right, Amari Cooper versus Arizona. That's called a plus matchup for a wide receiver and a quarterback. Now, you throw in the variable that it is Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton with Amari Cooper. All right, I'll come back to that. David Montgomery, here's his situation. He is getting the volume. The targets have shown up with Tariq Cohen tearing his ACL a couple weeks ago. David Montgomery's targets have risen. He gets to take on the Carolina Panthers. That is already a fantastic matchup. David Montgomery, if you recall from the podcast, is my start of the week because it was already a great matchup, and then Carolina lost their starting nose tackle to the IR. Man, I don't – so right now I have David Montgomery at running back 12. I do have Amari Cooper up at wide receiver 8. I'll say this. This depends on what you need, man. If you need somebody that's just for sure they're going to give you, in a half-point scoring format I'm talking about, they're going to give you at least 8 points. And David Montgomery has a ceiling. He absolutely has a ceiling in this matchup, which is why he's my start of the week. Then you roll with the safety of David Montgomery. If you're looking across the trenches at your opponents and you are staring down a juggernaut, then you got to go with Amari Cooper. You got to go with someone who can give you 202. I want to play them both, Samuel. That's a tough situation that you are in, that you actually have to pick between the two of them. Mono wants to know Chris Godwin or Antonio Gibson in a PPR. I get the hesitation here with Chris Godwin. He's just coming back off of the injury. But this matchup here of Tampa Bay taking on the Green Bay Packers, whoo, doggy. I expect the Green Bay Packers will be able to score. Tampa Bay's defense is no slouch. They're no joke. But Green Bay, coming off of the bye week, Devontae Adams is back. They're going to be able to score. I'm going to go with Chris Godwin here, and I'm going to make sure, because you have the runway to do it, I'm going to make sure that Gibson is the player with Kyle Allen that we saw with one quarter. Now, look, scientifically speaking, one quarter is a very small sample size. So we can't extrapolate that out to a 16-game pace, unfortunately, because if we did, then what Antonio Gibson's pulling in 16 receptions a game, that would be pretty sweet in a PPR situation. All right, the next question comes in from shoot, I lost it. All right, this one comes in from Danny, who says Terry McLaurin or DJ Chark. Okay, Okay. So I already kind of laid out the case for and against DJ Chark in his matchup. So let's talk about Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin, he has Kyle Allen. We still have no clue what that is going to be. We know that he is their number one wide receiver, but we also know that while the New York Giants defense is beatable, James Bradbury, their number one corner, has been shadowing, and he has been pretty successful in that job that he has been called to do, that he was brought in to do for the New York Giants. Terry McLaurin, I have him ranked lower than the consensus out there, but he would still be in play over DJ Chark for me, just with those injury concerns that I laid out earlier. So I would stick with Terry McLaurin here and just hope, man. Just hope. All right, our next question comes in from, man, it's a lot of Gibson, a lot of Claypool. All right, here we go. All right, Justin wants to know. Justin's got a quarterback question. Matt Ryan or Matthew Stafford? All right, okie dokie. So Matt Stafford gets that matchup against the Jacksonville Jaguars, which has already been a great matchup to play against the Jaguars, that is. Josh Allen, superstar pass rusher, edge rusher for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is out yet again. Matthew Stafford coming off of the bye week. Finally time to get things going with Kenny Golladay. Marvin Jones. Yeah, it's always fun to say that somebody is due because that's bad analysis. Like, no one's ever due for anything. But we know that Marvin Jones, in his range of outcomes, is to go nuclear at any given week. I'm not going to call for that for him being due, but you know what? He's due. So why not? Why not? And then Matt Ryan, he is back in play against the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford. Both of these guys have been pretty disappointing here, Stafford and Matt Ryan. So I'll take the guy who's at least coming off of a week of rest. All right, we got a couple more questions before we got to shut this thing down. Justin wants to know, Jonnu Smith or Robert Tonyan? All right, that is a very interesting question. Robert Tonyan, can he keep doing it? And not what he did last week, because no one on the Green Bay offense can do that when Devontae Adams is there. But can he really be the number 2 target for the Green Bay Packers? Yeah, he can. Alan Lazard is out. Marquez Valdes-Scantling is a role player. And who else? I mean, I'm not counting Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones he's fine. He's his own thing, man. I'm talking about specifically pass catches. Robert Tonyan could be the number 2. Jonnu Smith has been incredible. If you support the show on jointhefoot.com, you get access to our snapshot tool. People may not realize how incredibly good Jonnu Smith has been for the NFL and for fantasy football. He has been incredible. And what are the Titans going to do? It's A.J. Brown. It's Jonnu Smith. Those are the pass catchers. Like, Corey Davis is still out on the COVID list. It's Jonnu, man. The breakout, I think that the breakout is actually finally happening here for Jonnu. I think he's in, year 4 or so. It takes a long time for these tight ends to break out. And tight ends are tough because you want them to break out immediately. Like Jonnu, everything was there. The athletic profile. Last year, he was still the backup, learning behind Delanie Walker. Walker goes down to injury, and then Jonnu has the opportunity, doesn't come through, is really hot, really cold. But you got to give these guys some time, man. And this is the year. Jonnu Smith is breaking out. I think he is, in fact, the breakout tight end of the year. It's early to call that, but I really think that's what is happening. So I would play Jonnu over Tonyan. And if they both have a good game, then you're trading Robert Tonyan after this. And you need to capitalize on what he has done. All right, last question, then we're going to get out of here on this one. Logan says David Johnson. David Johnson. Or Jonathan Taylor. Oh, man. Jonathan Taylor, it has been so incredibly disappointing. I get it. David Johnson hasn't really been anything spectacular either. That just fringe RB2. Jonathan Taylor here taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Let it ride, man. Let it ride. Jordan Wilkins is active. Jordan Wilkins only really I think he saw one opportunity this past week, but the fact that I have to say Jordan Wilkins is active, it's because he is a bit banged up. Let's hope that we get Jonathan Taylor the workload that he deserves. That dude is just oh, man. Jonathan Taylor is incredible. Frank Reich gave him the opportunities, give him the time to get in rhythm. Fingers crossed that this is happening this week, but I'm definitely playing him over David Johnson. So that is going to do it, everyone. If I didn't get to your question, I am sorry. But like I said, thefantasyfootballers.com for all of your start, sit decisions. And you have access to 2-player start sit. Jointhefoot.com unlocks the 4-player start sit tool as well. We need to get some sound effects rolling on the website. I don't know if we can do that or not. Either way, good luck in week 6. I wish your teams nothing but the best. I wish your enemies nothing but very low scoring games. We will see you tomorrow on the podcast. And remember, stay safe and keep it beautiful. Mwah. Goodbye, everybody.